Yo, what is up, everybody? Good morning. So, I wake up, and of course, the first thing I do is reach for my phone, and I'm getting blown up. Tom Brady retires. Tom Brady retires for good this time. Oh boy. Well, there's a couple ways to look at this. Um, if you're of the opinion that Mick Ziegler had all their eggs in the Tom Brady basket, this is like catastrophic. Um, I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if they put all their eggs in the Tom Brady basket, simply because he already retired once. He played another season. The season didn't go well. Like RJ was saying, okay, why did his season not go well? I mean, he still made the playoffs, but well, his defense wasn't as good as it has been. Okay. His offensive line wasn't as good as it has been. Okay. If he comes to the Raiders, he's probably not going to have the defense that he thinks he's going to have. And he's going to have an offensive line that maybe isn't as good as what he's used to. Why do I want to go through that again? With or without Josh McDaniels calling plays, why would he want to go through that again? This was always a real possibility. I didn't want to manifest it by saying, "Yeah, well, he's probably going to retire, but if he does play, yeah." Basically, he woke up this morning. Tom Brady woke up this morning, and you could tell it was early for him because he was like on the beach and just kind of like shaggy hair and just woke up. They said, I'm going to make this short and sweet. You only get one tearful long retirement. He used that up last year, and he's retiring for football for good. He thanked his teammates, his competitors, anyone who supported him, and that was it. He got a little emotional. You could tell he got a little choked up. But yeah, man, he's retiring. He's gone for good. Yeah, I just woke up. I just woke up, people. Just woke up. So there's a lot of things floating out there. I, I want us to wrap our heads around this before we move any further, because this is the problem that we're having here. Whether you want to, when you agree or disagree with the decision to move on from Carr, we have to wrap our heads around the fact that he's going to be leaving. Okay. Um, I always argue, and the things that I argue with RJ and Rory about, it's the same premise, but it's a different situation. RJ wants to look back at what happened with Carr and why we messed up and why we shouldn't do this and why we should have done that. And Rory says we should have kept Rich Bisaccia when he's getting like no looks as a head coach this year. And that's what I said. I said, look, you can really tell about if we screwed up not hiring Bisaccia by what happens this offseason if he gets any looks. He's gotten like one interview maybe. So he's not really even looked at as a candidate. But these guys keep looking back at we should have done. Look, we're where we're at now. With all the talk, with all of this and all of that, number one, I don't think that the Raiders want Carr back. I don't think Mark Davis wants Carr back. I think after hindsight, I don't think McDaniels and Ziegler want him back. I don't think Carr wants to go back, to be honest with you. And I've heard something here. We need to restructure Carr's contract. Okay, well, it takes two sides to restructure a contract. Look at it this way. If you're Derek Carr and you're expecting to be paid a certain amount, you're not going to restructure to stay with the team that you felt disrespected by. It's just not going to happen. So Tom Brady retires. We need to figure out who's going to play quarterback for us moving forward. That's what we need to do. Now, there's a couple out there. We talked about them. It's looking a lot like it's going to be Jimmy G. it's not optimal in my eyes. Um, he's probably he's a Derek Carr player. Um, he was put in really good systems. Um, I don't see him being much better or much worse than Carr than what we had last year. One thing that we do know is that he is used to the type of coaching, so you're not going to have that kind of sulking, woe is me type of Eeyore shit. And he already knows the offense, so that should work better in our favor. Um, I don't know. Uh, I don't think that with the needs that we need on this team and the fact that we're probably going to draft a young quarterback early anyway, I don't know that signing somebody for a long-term deal is the best. And I don't think that giving up a lot of draft capital for like an Aaron Rodgers, because I mean, look, Aaron Rodgers is draft stock or his trade demands or trade stock or whatever is all across the board. I've heard multiple first round picks. I've heard he can go for a middle round pick because of his contract, which I think it's a little bit closer to that. I don't know that any team is going to want to give up so much draft capital and give up so much cap for an aging quarterback who is coming off one of the worst seasons of his career. So just facts. Um, Same system, different weapons, but same system. It's not. It's a little bit different than Carr. Carr had better weapons, but a whole new system, and we've seen how he's done with new systems. So you can explain it either way, depending on what your flavor is. You can lean on one side or the other. I'm not a big proponent of trading up in the draft to get a quarterback. I'm not a big proponent in trading a lot of draft capital to get a new quarterback. If we can get Rodgers for a mid-round pick, I say, okay, let's take a flyer on it. That contract sucks. Maybe we can kind of piece it out through the next few years. But there's one thing for sure. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to retire. That's $100 million, man. It's $100 million he's going to be giving up. I don't think anyone's going to do that. This is going to be a pretty short video, but I want to see what you guys think. Let's see here. Dominique 5. Dalante doesn't want an unproven guy at quarterback, which is why we're probably going to have sign a veteran quarterback. I'm putting my money right now on Jimmy G because he's probably not going to command a lot of money. He's probably not going to command a long-term deal, and you can draft a rookie underneath and have him develop in the system while Jimmy G, plays quarterback. Let's see here. Jimmy G is not a clear-cut upgrade, and if we end up with him or Brissett or starting a rookie, then this front office failed. Bourbon Country Raider, there's two ways to look at that. One thing we have to take a look at is there's the head coach way of looking at things, which is now. And then there's the GM way to look at things, which is a few years in the future. So if you're saying that Jimmy G and Derek Carr are the same thing, let's just say that. Okay, let's go off of that assumption. You're not going to pay him nearly what you were paying Derek Carr. Excuse me, pronouns, pal. You're not going to pay Jimmy G clearly what you were, nearly what you were paying Derek Carr. That's an upgrade because you get more cap space. And you're not losing your production. Also, you have a quarterback that knows the system a whole lot better than Derek Carr. That's another upgrade. Even if it's still a 2-year deal guaranteed, right? With some opt-out years at the end, you're able to move forward and develop a younger quarterback, which I don't know that Carr would have been really that cool with because they've never done it for him in the past. So I don't know that going to Jimmy G is not a clear upgrade. Maybe as far as talent wise, it's not a clear upgrade, but what it offers you for your team, I believe, is an upgrade. You get more cap space. You get the ability to draft and develop a young quarterback underneath without any type of feelings or getting butt hurt by the quarterback. But yeah. Okay, Bourbon Raider again. I would trade a first and Waller for A-Rod, and then sign Robert Tonyan. And now DC4 is not going to go up. That Brady is off the board, so get a first for him. The thing I agree with you there is we're probably going to get a first for Carr because Brady's off the board. Is that going to be from New Orleans? Is that going to be from Carolina? I think New Orleans and Carolina are both very big possibilities. I'm working on a mock draft right now where we actually made a trade with Carolina for a 1, 3, and a 5 for Carr. And then we traded back a couple times, so which is good. Ms. Molly, I didn't say Jimmy G was like, so here's the thing, guys. Look, this is about Derek. This is about Tom Brady and what we need to do moving forward. Tom Brady is retiring, and what do we do now, right? Is Jimmy G a talent upgrade to Derek Carr? No, they're about the same. They're about the same. Would it be a roster upgrade as far as what you can do? Yes, because you're not going to pay him as much as you would have paid Derek Carr. And you have the chance to develop a quarterback underneath him without any type of feelings or hard feelings like that. All right. Let's see here. Again, dude, you guys need to fucking take the fucking dog shit out of your ears. I never said that Jimmy G was a talent upgrade to Derek Carr. Okay. Dude, you know what? Look, if we're still freaking like crying over freaking Derek Carr, do us all a huge favor. Wait a fucking couple of weeks and then buy our new Derek Carr jersey and root for that fucking team. I'm fucking tired of talking about that shit. Here's what we need to do moving forward. We need to figure out what we're going to do at quarterback. It's probably going to be Jimmy G. Jimmy G is going to, he's played in big games. He's won big games. Did he get a lot of help? Sure, but he didn't screw shit up. He didn't implode when the time was big. And he's able to be coached hard, and he's able to impart his knowledge to a younger quarterback. He's not going to cost a ton of money. He's not going to cost us any draft capital. We got to build moving forward. As far as Davante Adams goes, Davante Adams is in a contract making $30 million a year. I think he's going to be okay. All right. If you want to move Waller, you have to have a plan at tight end. I don't know that there are a lot of tight ends like Darren Waller out in the league. He's been a little bit injury prone. He's pushing. He's over 30. What can you find easier? A number 1 tight end or a number 2 slot receiver? What can you find quicker? What can you find easier out there? What's going to be easier for you to find? I don't know that you can find any team out there that's doing anything in the NFL right now who's making any type of consistent playoff runs, winning division titles and conferences. I don't think you can find anything like that out there where they're spending as much as we're spending on our skill positions. You're just spending a ton of money on skill positions, man. As far as cap hit goes, our cap hit for skill positions is through the freaking roof. And that's Davante. So skill positions that I count are the top three wide receivers, the tight end, and the running back. Oh, and the quarterback. And we're spending a ton of money coming up this year on just those five, not even the quarterback. Then you have to count on the quarterback. The thing that's good for us is the franchise tag for the running back is only $10 million, which is perfect. I think we're going to do that. But let's see here. I'm hearing a lot of stuff on here. No to Rodgers. I don't like Rodgers either. Here's the problem, dude. Look, Bourbon Country. I appreciate your passion, bro. But the thing is, here's the problem with that mentality. We've been sticking Band-Aid over Band-Aid over Band-Aid because we had a quarterback that we couldn't win with, and we thought we could, and Gruden thought he could win, and he had a good year that was really very lucky because we had, I mean, I think it was like so very similar to last year. We had so many one-score wins, so many comeback wins towards the very end. Things just fucking bounced our way, right? And we gave Carr the bag. He was like the highest paid quarterback for like an hour. Okay. Upgrading doesn't necessarily mean upgrading right this second. Okay. Finding out if the guy you have is the guy you can win with is just important as finding out the guy you have is the guy that you can't win with. It's just as important. So I get that we want to win right this second. I get that we want to win right now. But having a plan for the future and executing that plan is what a lot of good teams do before they get really good, is they have a plan to execute it moving forward. This thing where you have a 40-year run with MVP level quarterbacks like the Packers did, that doesn't happen, man. It doesn't happen. You have to execute a plan moving forward and then build back up. But the thing is, we keep want to slap band-aids and slap band-aids on this team, and this is what you get: a super unbalanced roster, really bad contracts, and we just have to say, you know what? Screw it. We have to bite the bullet and execute a plan for the future. All right, man. I'm gonna take off. I gotta head off to work. Appreciate you guys. We're going to be recording tonight. We have a special guest, and we'll be hitting up at your video tomorrow. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Again, Tom Brady retires. We're not going to get Tom Brady. Whatever. I mean, it happens. We'll find another quarterback to get out there and lead us this year. Hopefully, we get one of the top 4 rookies. I kind of like Anthony Richardson. You know, I like his. You know, I'm doing some videotape on him, and he's got some rough edges, but I mean, he's the most talented quarterback in the draft. Overall, he's the most talented prospect we've seen in the draft in a couple of years. He's freaking amazing. Tool wise, we just need to kind of get him squared away. But make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time, guys. Peace.